So here we are then, once again, with F1 2021 and part 8 of our Immersive Driver Career with Alpine F1 team. And today we've got our home Grand Prix, the British Grand Prix. And last time out, if you didn't check it out, it was an absolutely crazy race. Honestly, go and check it out. It was the best race I've had on an F1 game in years. It was unbelievable what was happening. But today we have got the British Grand Prix, and good news is that the pace has been very, very strong. So I think we could be in for another good weekend this time around. Unfortunately, all of our R&D upgrades did fail, so we have got 3 hopefully coming into roost over the next few Grand Prix, but it is going to be tough, I think, to make that impact, to catch up to Aston, Ferrari, McLaren by the end of the season. But that has got to be the target, and the way we're going to do that is by scoring good points every race, putting them under pressure, and giving our department some confidence. So yeah, I've had a few questions about, well, what is immersive about this driver career? And the whole idea, I did explain this in episode 1, but the whole idea is that all of the R&D is automated. I'm not deciding what any of these are. As you can see, I can't control any of it. I can't do anything, so it's up to the team. They're doing that. We've got the rules on strict for corner cutting and track extensions, that sort of thing. So from that sense, that's why it's immersive, because all I'm doing is driving the car. I'm not doing all of this management stuff that you see in other career modes. I'm trying something different, and we'll see what happens, where we come from, how long will it take us to win a world championship, that sort of thing. So that is exactly where I'm coming from. I'm thoroughly enjoying it. Hopefully you guys are too. And without further ado, let's get ourselves into qualifying. Well, here we come for our first flying lap of qualifying, and it's a 1:27.5, which is reasonably slow, to be honest with you. I think we can do a lot better than that, and we'll see if we can do that on this second lap. Tyre weight, not as much of an issue around here.
Radar suggests.
Well, here we go then. 8 tenths quicker that time.
Stay on your toes.
A 1:26.6, and that's a lot better a lap time. I think possibly we can do a little bit better than that, and I think as we go through the sessions we probably will get a lot closer to the 1:25s, but slightly quicker than Fernando at the moment, which is true to form. We are out qualifying him quite a bit at the moment, and you know, that's just the phase of the season that we are in currently. You know, Fernando was dominating us early on, and certainly in qualifying we seem to have his number at the moment, but we shall see how it goes and whether we need to come out again or not. I'm not entirely sure at this moment in time, but the car does feel good round here, it really does, and you know, I think once we're in the groove we really can put in some special lap times. Well, I've decided to risk staying in the garage all the way to the end, and we are through in 11th place. It did start raining towards the end of the session, so getting that lap time in early was very, very good. 3 tenths quicker than Fernando Alonso, but going out in Q1 are Antonio Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, Nikita Mazepin, George Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. Well, here we come up to the line on intermediate tyres, and it's a 1:36.8, which is quite disappointing. That's the slowest of everyone so far, so definitely going to need to improve on that. But you know, our experience from Austria tells us we stay out there, we pump in the laps, we gradually improve, and hopefully you will see the lap times fall, unfortunately there. A little bit of oversteer. We'll have to come back at it again next lap. Well, this is a much better lap than what we put in before. Almost a second improvement. So here we come up to the line. Little snap of oversteer, but it's going to be okay because we are over a second quicker. And that pops us up into 9th place, which again is slightly quicker than Fernando Alonso. So we are finding our form here. And, well, that should be enough to at least have us in the picture for Q3. But for the second consecutive race, it looks like we're going to have free tyre choice for the race. Well, we're actually in full wet conditions, so everybody is staying in the garage. There's no changes that are going to happen, so we are going to be through to Q3 for the 3rd consecutive race, and we can be very, very pleased with that. 9th place, Fernando Alonso is the unlucky man to go out in 11th. Gasly, Tsunoda, Stroll and Raikkonen join him, eliminated in Q2. Well, weirdly intermediate conditions here in Q3, and we come up to the line, and what's it going to be? It's a 1:35.3, which is 6th at the moment, which is annoying because I feel like there was a little bit more time in the car there than we showed, but only a 10th of a second behind Sergio Perez in 4th position, and Vettel goes 8th, so it could be 7th again for us, but we will just have to see. I think, you know, have a cool off lap and go for it again. Lando Norris currently on pole. Bottas goes on pole now. A 1:30 floor, absolutely flat. Well, as you can see, the track has dried up. Everybody has given up on these intermediate tyres. Nobody was going to improve. So that is where we're at for this session. We qualify in 9th. I was tempted to risk the slicks, but you know, I don't think I don't think it would have quite been dry enough. We were maybe 1 or 2 minutes off from having doable conditions on the dry tyres. But hey, 9th position, will certainly settle for that, and well, hopefully there'll be some more points in the race for it, but we will have a little look at who got pole position. Last thing we seen, it was Valterri Bottas, so
with qualifying finished,
yes, and it was.
Remind ourselves of our top 3: Bottas, Hamilton and Lando Norris. With qualifying complete, all that remains is the main event. We'll be live and uninterrupted for the Grand Prix tomorrow, so make sure you join us then.
So once again, the McLarens out-qualifying the Red Bulls in 3 and 4. Verstappen 5th, Leclerc 6th, Sainz 7th, Perez 8th, we are 9th, and Sebastian Vettel down there in 10th. Let's see what race day has in store.
Welcome along then to Great Britain and the Great Silverstone Circuit for today's Grand Prix. The 3.6-mile-long Silverstone Circuit is one of the longest of the season, with 18 corners in the current layout. With average lap speeds reaching around 145 miles per hour, it's also one of the quickest tracks of the year. Watch out for cars taking the right-handers of Abbey and Copse flat out. A warm welcome to Anthony Davidson, who's beside me in the commentary box today. Let's talk about the captain. That was a solid result in their last race. Can they keep that momentum going this weekend?
It's always nice to come into a Grand Prix weekend on a high, but your expectations are based much more on your practice and qualifying runs. So it's the momentum from those sessions that they'll be hoping to carry into the race today.
It's time to take a look at our starting grid for today's race. Valtteri Bottas lines up on pole position, and it's Lewis Hamilton alongside. Looking down the rest of the grid, we have Norris, Ricciardo, Max Verstappen and Leclerc, Sainz, Perez, the captain and Sebastian Vettel, Fernando Alonso, Gasly, Yuki Tsunoda, and Stroll, Raikkonen, Giovinazzi, Mick Schumacher, and Nikita Mazepin, Russell, and Nicholas Latifi. That's it then, it's time to go racing as we head to trackside for today's race.
So here we are then,
Okay,
down
I know
on the
it's your home
track.
Grand Prix, but treat it like any other race. Don't take unnecessary risks.
So, looking at it, we are going to be starting on the soft tyres. I mean, what I did see from Mar Gaming, who, by the way, if you haven't watched his Porsche F1 series, go and watch it. I've been thoroughly enjoying it. I seen he popped into the race director before the race to see what tyres everybody was on, and yes, everybody is on the soft tyres, so I think we just sort of stick with that strategy. We want to, reduce the fuel as much as possible, because we're not going to be using loads and loads of it. So that seems to work. Let's go for that. I don't really see any reason to go onto the hard tyres other than we can push the softer tyres more, but we can change that strategy on the fly if we feel the need to. Here we go, ready for the British Grand Prix. Yeah, not the best getaway.
We're not seeing any technical issues
on the
coming off
formation
practice
lap.
Start. Watch the RPM on the full start. We don't want to bog down.
Want to swap that to no, because even the slightest little glint on the front wing will mean that gets changed, and we found that sometimes it does affect us massively, sometimes it doesn't, so we can make that decision in the race.
Radar is clear. Weather is looking good for now.
It does look like it's going to be a dry race, and the fans are out in force today for the 4 British drivers on the grid. Of course, Lewis Hamilton, Lando Norris, George Russell, and the new superstar, me. Yeah, I mean, lap 1 we're never ever good on lap 1. It would be good to get a nice start off the grid and possibly be fighting with Perez. But I don't know how much higher up the grid we can get today with our pace. I don't think we can compete with the top 8. So going for these minor points is probably what we're going to be doing, fighting with Vettel and Alonso, as we do pretty much every race, and probably the AlphaTauris. Maybe Stroll will get in there as well. But it's certainly going to be an interesting Grand Prix, and it's felt like it's absolutely flown this formation lap. And it just means now we are ready for the inevitable lights out and the pressure going into turn 1. We don't want to get any damage. That's the key thing. We don't want any damage on this first lap. We know we can pick up our pace, a bit like Bottas. We start the race slowly, but we can pull it back with some good pace towards the end. So here we go, and look at that. We've angled our car towards Sergio Perez. We are looking to go for him into the first corner. It is going to be carnage into turn 1.
Start sequence will begin as soon as the grid has formed.
So here we go. Once again. Lights out. And away we go here in Great Britain. It's an okay start for once, actually. And we come round the first corner and we hold our position in P9, and well, we actually throw it down the inside. We're keeping it clean with Charles Leclerc. Oh my word, Sainz sort of came across there and pushed Leclerc into us. I think we're okay though. We had to leave a bit of room for Perez, but a good start. Well, you join me on lap 2, and it's actually Fernando Alonso that is right behind us now. Perez seems to have dropped outside of the points, and we managed to just about keep pace with Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz up ahead. But the key thing is here that we get out of the 1 second window to Fernando Alonso, because he is going to be a huge threat. We go a little bit wide there, but just about managed to stay in the limits. A couple of warnings on the opening lap, which wasn't ideal. Just means we can't quite go for it as much as we'd like, because we don't want that 3-second penalty. Here comes Fernando Alonso. He is right in our gearbox, but we do just seem to have that little bit more straight line speed as it stands. So just settling into this Grand Prix now, and be interesting to see how strategy plays out. How many people are going to go for the hard tyre on their second stint? How many people are going to go mediums?
DRS is...
Well, here comes Fernando Alonso, and we're going to go side by side with him into Stowe. And, well, he's gone into the pits anyway. So, Fernando, early pit stop for him.
Fernando's in the pits.
Possibly going on to the hard tyres. Not entirely sure. But he has gone into the pit lane. Little bit of wheel bumping, but nothing too crazy. And, well, we still hang on to 8th position for the moment. Still no idea where Sergio Perez is.
Keep pushing. We need to reduce the 5-second gap to the car ahead.
There goes Sebastian Vettel. Not much we can do about that. And now, got to keep our car well placed, well positioned. And make sure we're in a position this time next lap to have a go at him. Well, this could be a chance on Sebastian Vettel. We're right in his slipstream. It's going to be like Lewis versus Max. We go down the inside. Vettel yields a little bit. And, well, we avoid contact. Pierre Gasly nearly got involved as well, but that was a chance, a half chance, definitely. Well, we are coming into the pits a lap early, going to try and get the undercut on Sebastian Vettel and Pierre Gasly. I think we'll fall into some nice clean air where we should be able to have a good go at getting this undercut. You can see it looks like,
Go, go, go.
yeah, the AlphaTauri of Gasly has come in as well. So, yes, very, very good. 2.6 second pit stop. It looks like there are some yellow flags out there.
Pit strategy complete. See these tyres through to the end now.
Well, if there's a safety car, we won't mind. And it's Lando Norris. Well, what a shame. What a season he has had. And Lando Norris is out of the British Grand Prix. It doesn't look like there's going to be a safety car at this point, although he does look in a pretty precarious position. We will have a little look at him in a second, but that should promote us up a place when we come round.
Yellow flag.
There is yellow flags, but no safety car.
Be aware, there's an incident in the next part of the track. No overtaking through
There
the
he
yellow
is.
flags.
So, yeah, I suppose no safety car, but not even a virtual.
Okay, clear.
But I suppose that suits us because we've come into the pits a lap early. And that means Vettel won't get a free pit stop. But I am very much hoping that this is going to be the right decision. You can see Sebastian Vettel. I think it's Vettel anyway. It might be his teammate Stroll that's in the pit stop. But there's plenty of cars in. And remember, it's a very, very slow pit lane. We've caught up to Nicholas Latifi here. Gonna hope to get past him pretty soon. But there you go, a purple final sector. We come out and that is Lance Stroll. So Vettel is still out there on those old softs. I guess he's trying to make the overcut work. We're right behind Nicholas Latifi. This shouldn't be too taxing a move to make with fresher tyres. And we are through. Well, there is Sebastian Vettel. We're fighting on the pit exit. And because we had the momentum, we go through. And now he's in that awful stage where he's warming up his tyres. He's also on the hard tyres, so he should be slower than us. That's the plan anyway. But Vettel does have DRS. This is a chance for him to get straight back past us, but that is what you call an undercut. It was a close run thing, but we managed to do it. And okay, we have to take these tyres one extra lap, but it was worth it for the track position. And if we can push hard in these next couple of laps while Vettel's coming up to speed and get out of that 1 second window, we could have this position firmly in the bag. Okay, so you join me on lap 18, and Sebastian Vettel has dropped well off, actually. He's behind Gasly now, which is crazy. It looks like the medium tyre runners definitely have had the better of it. I'm not sure if Vettel made contact with his teammate or something like that. We make a little bit of a mistake out of there, but we are P7 at the moment and looking good. Well, 5 laps to go, and well, not much is happening. We're pulling out the gap to Lance Stroll, nearly to 4 seconds now. We are putting in personal best times, so I think the tyres are with us, and you know, we got good fuel levels. Everything is looking good, really. I don't foresee anything going wrong unless there's a reliability problem here. We're doing very, very well indeed. I think we should be very, very proud of how we're performing in this Grand Prix. It looks like it's going to be another good points finish, 7th place. But it looks like it's a good battle for the lead. Have a little look on the mini-map. Well, you join me on the final lap of the race, and not much has happened in this second stint. We've just been sort of minding our own business, putting in personal best times pretty much the whole way through. And, well, I'm interested to see who's come out on top. It's Valterri Bottas that has won the British Grand Prix. Hamilton and Ricciardo probably within a second. What a race they've had. Finishing 4th, it looks like Max Verstappen just ahead of the 2 Ferraris in 5th and 6th. And then we're going to finish 7th. We've sort of massively dropped off on this last lap because I'm talking to you guys basically, and I'm too busy looking at the mini-map. But here we come, up to the line. It's going to be a great 7th place for Alpine and our 2nd points finish in a row.
We'll see you in Parc Fermé.
Here we are then, a fantastic British Grand Prix, and what a performance it was from our race winners today. Anthony, tell me, what was it that helped them achieve this success?
Well, I honestly feel it was down to the driver and car today. I mean, we can talk driver skill all day, but if you don't have a solid team to back that, you're never going to get anywhere. When you hit that sweet spot of having both an excellent driver and an incredible car, that's when you see results like those we witnessed today.
And I can see the drivers starting to approach the podium for the victory celebrations. A real team victory today. Everybody played their part. Congratulations then to Mercedes, your race winners today. So then, it's time to see how this result affects the Drivers' Championship. It wasn't the best weekend for our championship leader, and their advantage at the top has been reduced. So, Anthony Davidson, who would you rank as your driver of the day?
Lance Stroll certainly put in an impressive performance today. No doubt his team and fans are extremely proud.
It's time to see how things are shaping up in the Constructors' Championship. Mercedes continue to extend their lead. Meanwhile, good work from Aston Martin this weekend, who pushed themselves further up the order. And with that, we wrap up another weekend of motorsport. But with more races lined up, be sure to join us when we come back with more Formula One.
Well, there you go then. We managed to make our way up into 12th in the championship. What a race that was for Bottas, Hamilton and Ricciardo, all finishing within a second of each other. Verstappen, Leclerc and Sainz within a second as well of each other. And then we finish in 7th, 3 seconds ahead of Lance Stroll. Gasly finishes 9th and Sergio Perez 10th. A very disappointing race for him, it has to be said. But that is where we're going to leave it for today. If you have enjoyed it, give it a big thumbs up down below. Subscribe for more F1 content. And I hope you guys are having a wonderful day. Thanks for watching and goodbye.